we sat and listened to that whole intro, but I never hit the button to go live.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We're back.
Today we are headed through Hoan Kiem neighborhood. We want to walk through the neighborhood. I'm Wesley Green.
I'm Scott B. Smith. This is Untethered. We know what we're doing.
This is all. I guess this is going to be more chat than travel today. But I mean, it's kind of my part is to chat about travel.
It's
just my personal travel. It's to chat and not travel.
Here we are. This is where I am, and this is where I'll stay.
You're more for the chat, not so much the travel, though, huh? Oh, you know what I'm realizing?
Good thing.
The Google Maps wants me to turn left, but I don't want to. I want to take a cooler left than that. Tell you what I'm going to do, Google Maps. How dare you tell me?
You don't own me, Google, yet.
Yeah, they will. They pretty much do.
How much you want? I mean, how much will you give me?
Yeah, we haven't negotiated a price. Is really the only thing.
Got bills. Let's talk.
Oh, maybe if they buy the bills as well, they could just. I could just have me. Well, that's not a turn. That's not a turn at all. Oh, you know what? I did want to turn left. Google was right. I was wrong. Is it?
Oh, no. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our defiance has come to nothing.
I'm trying to find the cathedral.
Are you trying to find religion?
Not really.
Oh.
We were supposed to start at the cathedral, but there's a really cool street that leads to it. And if this is it, I'm going to flip you around before we walk down it.
All right.
Here we go. This might be it. Could it be? Is it true? Well, this one looks cool. Let's try it anyway.
All right.
I don't know if it's the right one.
Let's just show the street. People don't want to see me. They want to see this lovely travelogue.
Crop. I always put new options on. I don't like that. Crop, solo, layout to show background image. I don't know what those words mean.
Do the Han Solo option. If
the
you
Han
have a
Solo?
Choice, yeah. If you have a choice, always choose Han Solo.
All right. I guess that makes sense. Not really. All right, that's me talking to you.
Luke Skywalker.
Choose Luke Skywalker. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, that's one. I just turned the camera off. That wasn't what I wanted.
No, not quite.
I feel like there's easier ways to do this. Here we go. Now, this is the new software. Did you see how easy that was to flip the camera around?
Yes.
For example, you didn't have to chat for 15 minutes to the camera while we waited for me to log back on.
Yes. It's still showing me in the little corner though, but that's all right.
Oh, do you not want to be on the corner?
I can be. If people don't mind me drinking.
No, booze it up.
Yeah, it's just
water. Right ahead.
Just staying hydrated.
That's also a good idea.
Always be hydrated. Oh. That's what Larry the Lobster says.
Larry the Lobster says always be hydrating.
Yes.
I mean, I believe it. I believe you completely. I want to show you some of the nice hotels that have just been sitting empty for 2 years. Oh. Well, I think it looks nice. I think it's not.
Oh, that is nice. It's the premier gem.
I want to live forever. Oh,
gem. It's truly outrageous.
That is truly outrageous. This looks pretty fancy to me.
Oh, that is fancy.
I know, you really had to.
It's like Iggy Azalea.
What's that?
She was a pop star that sang a song called Fancy. It was very big several years ago.
And when you say several, it should be something I would know, right?
You were alive during that time, but you don't have to know it. It's all right if you don't. Probably living in China at the time, but yeah.
Okay. So it's no, that's too recent for me. I would, even if I was living in the States, I wouldn't know about that.
Okay, that's fine.
We just passed one of the reason I hung out for a second.
Yeah.
So we just passed one of my my visa ladies' hotels, and it is open and running, and that was surprising to me.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So good. The reason for our one viewer, hello, one viewer,
It's just
that
me.
oh, you're watching. Well, hello, you. Yeah. So the reason that I'm looking into visas is because I need to leave Vietnam soon. They've just canceled the visa program for foreigners, which is, I mean, not canceled entirely, but they were doing an automatic renewal for foreigners. And it was really nice and really good and very appreciated. And they just reinstated flights, although not terribly many. And that made them decide it was time to stop doing that renewal. So now, with 2 days' notice, I have to find a way to deal with the visa. But that could be as easy as renewing and as easy as paying money I don't have, or I could have to leave. I'm not sure. I have to find out. And that was the hotel is owned by the lady that has helped me with this in the past.
Because as you mentioned before we started streaming, that is a private, handling that is a private endeavor in Vietnam rather than going to a government office directly.
That's right. So, I mean, it's still done through a government office, but you go to a travel agent, and then they go fill out the forms and take them to the office. Because just having foreigners who want to renew their visas swamp the office would not be productive. So that's why they do it, but it does introduce some problems. So this little street here, we're going to take this when we're done. Well, we're kind of already done looking at the cathedral. We've been here before. And of course, at this time of the evening, you can't go into the cathedral, which, again, we've already done it. So, but lovely cathedral, though. And they took the stuff down. I thought they were going to put bricks on it.
Yeah.
I guess I was wrong about that. So it's just a concrete cathedral, although it's clean looking now, so that's good. And well, anyway, there you go. Cathedral. It's not very well lit, is it?
Not from the inside, but if there's nobody there, it makes sense.
Well, usually there's lights, on the cathedral, but it is still partially under construction or renovation, so I'll give them a pass on this one.
They haven't hired their hunchback to keep the place up.
No, they have not.
They're still looking.
True. Yeah. So this street that runs alongside it is just one of the cooler streets. I don't know what to say, except I really like it. It's very characterful. Some of it is fake character, but whatever. I mean, a lot of the stuff you see in TV and movies that was probably true even 10 years ago. A lot of the buildings that have that, let's look at this one. This one's got it. That old cracked paint, see the brick through the paint job look.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's not entirely genuine. Well, this one's an old building. It's not that it's not an old building, it's just that it has not been renovated purposefully.
You're saying it's been artificially distressed for a certain
that's what I'm saying. Oh, I didn't even recognize where we're at either. Okay, so this very well lit alleyway I just walked down. 5 years ago, that was just overhung and crumbling, and it was a really spooky alley. It was spooky, and yeah, this one's not even that bad. That's where I get my bike, or where I got my bike fixed.
Oh,
previously, back down that way. We're not looking at it, but it's at the end of that little alleyway.
Wait a minute. You're telling us that you went down a spooky alleyway in a foreign city to buy a bicycle.
No, I didn't buy it there. That's the guy that I bought it from owns the shop at the end of this alley.
Oh, okay. Because that would be like the beginning of a movie.
It would, except I approached from the other side, so it's just a regular street on the other side.
Oh, that's not. It's like you went to buy a Mogwai at the beginning of Gremlins, except it was a bicycle. Oh,
sure, Kelly. Let's see. Not a bicycle, a motorbike.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
good God! I would never ride a bicycle. That's physical activity.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Moneybags. I didn't realize it was.
Terry bought it for me.
only the peasantry rides bicycles here. I ride a motorbike, so good day.
I'm giving a shout out to a business here in let's see if I can get the name on there. There we go.
Fung Motorbike.
Yeah.
FungMotorbike.com. We're not being sponsored by them. This is a free shout out.
It is
placebo. Did you see that a graffiti? It said placebo. That's neat. Don't take a placebo, ladies and gentlemen. Always try to get the real thing.
Unless it does the same thing. I mean.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Then turn
salt pill.
Yeah, well, I mean, save your money. Take the placebo. That's what I say. It all does the same damn thing anyway.
You're gonna die eventually anyway. Who cares?
The real drug doesn't actually help. Placebo, all of the effects, none of the side effects.
Well, none of the effects. I guess.
Oh, right. None of the good effects or the bad effects, unless you think that you're getting it, and then you are.
Well, is this? Yeah. This is a different street, right?
Yeah, we just came back out to where we're going. This is the one that runs parallel to the church street.
This is also has some nice looking buildings here.
It does. This is what I'm saying. Like, they've all been renovated. A good bit of money is put into these on a regular basis. So if you're looking at something that looks distressed, it probably looks that way on purpose. But I want you to notice how many of these are hotels. A ton of hotels. This is the historic district. And just an unbelievable number of hotels all over the place. This particular street has a ton, and I think it's just because it's a cute street. I'm a bit of an aficionado on street and street cuteness. So trust me. I'm thinking they turned loose some money, some cash for loaning to renovate things, because everybody is renovating right now. I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with everything being closed, but
yeah, I would say that's what I was going to say. It's a good time because you're not losing any business from the renovations.
Yep,
it's no business anyway. So
that's right. Very smart.
Wow, it's a government program that's based on logic. That's
well, I told you, like, street projects had not been done from 5 years ago to now, or from 5 years ago to when I got here, and then over the past 2 years, it's just been like a flood of street projects, like street repair. I mean, and things like that.
Yeah, we saw some of that around the lake that day.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And let me say, logic in government, that is me poking fun at the U.S. government. I don't know enough about the Vietnamese government to poke fun at it. So I
don't normally, because I didn't live here until this all started. So I've only seen what's happened since we've been going through this business.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
but
you're a guest there. You don't want to offend your hosts, I guess.
On the point of politics, I'd rather just steer clear of it.
Yeah, no.
I'll talk about American politics, since I know that firsthand from a lifetime of experience. But other places, I don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean, it would definitely be. I recognize myself that it would be speaking from a place of ignorance because it's like you said, it's like I don't know what the politics are there. So
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't consider myself, honestly, I wouldn't talk about Chinese politics. I lived there 5 years, but that doesn't mean I know what's going on. Honestly,
Right,
I get new insights into American politics on a regular basis. So I don't fully know what's going on in American politics.
Nobody does.
Especially the politicians. Zing! Now let's see. So the next spot we're headed to, kind of on a main street now, I guess you've noticed.
Yeah.
You have heard of many times, I'm sure.
What is it?
Well, we've got about another block to walk.
Oh,
would you care to guess? Are you keen on guessing games?
Is it the street next to the lake?
No, we're gonna somewhat avoid that. We're just gonna clip it tonight because we've done the lake so many times. I've tried to avoid it, but it is right in the middle of the historic district. So.
All right. I don't know.
Oh, all right. That was quick. So, I think we've been by the memorial close to my house for a certain U.S. senator who passed away recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And when he crashed there, that's the memorial. Memorial is where he crashed. And where we are headed now is also related to his time here.
The prison, right?
It's the prison. That's right.
Oh, look at that sign over there. That's so colorful.
Isn't it just beautiful? Like you want to get sick and go directly to the hospital.
Is that for a hospital?
Yeah, that's a hospital sign.
Wow, they really want you to. Wow, that's a really happy hospital sign.
I have to suspect it's happier than most of the people inside.
Yeah, I would think so. Wow. They're like, well, people are having a rough day here. They're going into the hospital, but we're going to brighten it just a little bit with our happy sign.
That's right. And that's a very positive way to look at that. Instead of screaming, get that shit out of my face, which is probably what I would do.
My leg's broken. Get that shit out of my face.
Time to give me a seizure too.
I didn't come here for the Care Bear stare. I came here for health care.
Got to be a American healthcare joke in there somewhere. Let's walk towards the crosswalk instead of wandering towards the bushes.
Yeah. Get out of in front of the cars, too. That's scary.
Also, what's standing in front of cars?
Don't get run over by a car. That's...
There's a hint. All right, so I'll show you our first glimpse of where he stayed.
Where he stayed. That's a nice way of putting it.
Well, it's a condo tower now, so.
Oh, he didn't. When he was there, it wasn't a condo tower, I imagine.
It was not. That's right. It's true.
If it was, wow, they had a lot of prisoners.
And they were living it up too.
It's like, well, we got to put them somewhere.
Yeah, so the
condos.
The prison has been torn down. I don't know when. It actually didn't mention when, but sometime between then and now, it was torn down, and those condos were built, or maybe many other things were built, and then those condos were built.
I wonder if they're haunted.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking like a military prisoner of war camp, and they tore it down. They built a condo over. That sounds like the premise of a ghost movie. Right?
It does. Maybe.
I mean,
I wonder how that would go over in for a Vietnamese audience.
Oh,
Would they find that offensive, or
I don't. Well,
don't?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it would depend on the person.
That's true.
I'm just trying to tell my ghost story. I don't know what to. I can't please everybody.
Well, your ghost story was fine. I think you're okay, but
I'm just trying to tell this ghost story that I have in my heart that apparently I just came up with.
Well,
anyway,
I'm so intrigued by it. I actually want to make it into a movie. This is my concern. Will this go over in a Vietnamese audience?
Wow, I'm glad.
I want to put those butts in seats. All right, let's see. So this is what it would look like if we were in the past, because that's actually the outside where we are now. I don't know, look at it.
This is a photograph. This is how the world looked in the past.
That's how photographs work, guys. Really tune in for the details here. Notification. Yada yada yada.
I like that they call it a relic. That's neat.
Yeah, it gets translated as relic. I don't know why.
That's fine.
It does, and there you have it. It's fine. That's right. All worked out. So it was built in 1896. I can tell you that.
Okay.
And maybe it was started in 1896. I guess I can't fully tell you that. I don't know if they finished it or what. Anyway, it was originally built under the French colonists. I'm going to move on to the next destination because this is all we can see.
Well.
So yeah, it was built in the French colonial period, and it was, as you might guess, not most Americans seem to think built to house American prisoners. It was built for Vietnamese dissidents. And it's a nice site. Who knows what's happening now with the whole visa situation? I don't think I got all the way through that story, but I may not be staying in Vietnam. I don't know. But if we do, when it opens back up, this is definitely one of the places I would like to bring you, because some of the exhibits are really interesting and good. They're good exhibits. It's a good site.
Oh, okay.
You learn a lot about the end of the French colonial period. Spoiler, it wasn't nice.
I bet.
Yeah. A lot of exhibits on, people that were tortured and whatnot in the prison. That was what it was used for most of its life. But then at the end, or during the American War, they did put American POWs in there, so it's part of the history as well. I think they got a John McCain exhibit in there.
Oh.
And I'm sure you've heard. I'll go ahead and mention it because I don't like to use it, but it's commonly used. It's often called the Hanoi Hilton.
Yes, I had heard it called that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm squeamish about using that term because to call the place that seems like it's ranking its importance as a POW camp above what its much longer history as a prison for Vietnamese dissidents. And it just seems weird. I don't know that there's anything, offensive or wrong about saying it. I know people are just, making a joke, but it seems like an odd thing that I could joke about.
It certainly seems like a military kind of joke. It seems like a joke that the soldiers would have made about it,
Yeah, and
so
I would say if you're military, especially if you're someone who stayed there, you get carte blanche to say whatever you want about it. I'm not.
Oh, sure, no. Yeah. Again, this is from like our perspective of like, I don't know. It sounds like it's denigrating the importance of it, no matter which angle you're coming at it from. For somebody like us to call it that.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. No matter which way, whether it's
You walked all the way to
POW.
California.
What's this? I remember a street like this in Ho Chi Minh City. Weird. I've never seen it before. It's like it's bookstore.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Huh. Well,
What's that?
fun. Okay. So with the whole pedestrian street of bookstores, that's cool. I don't know why, but that's cool. Okay. Anyway, let's move on and mosey on down to the next stop. Yeah, so maybe this is a good time then to mention about the visa thing. So regardless of what happens in the next couple of days, which could change things possibly, but regardless of what happens, they are restarting a program where you have to pay to be here, right? Which is normal, pay for a visa to be in a place. But since I haven't been able to work most of last year and schools still have not reopened, it just seems like a bad sign. So even if I can pay for another month or whatever it takes, whatever you get from a renewal, even if I can do that, I'm still pursuing going back to China at the moment. I don't think I mentioned that before.
I didn't know if that was a possibility. I mean, I don't know I know China just got another big surge like everywhere else, so I figured they were cracking down too.
Well, right now, it seems they have reopened entries for work visas, but not tourist visas. So for a long time, I thought I wanted to come back to the U.S. to get a big, long 10-year tourist visa. Because I was thinking we would, if the show takes off, if I stayed in Vietnam and the show takes off here, then I'd want to go back to China, right?
Right.
But it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. The show still might do well, but I've got to get something resolved quickly now. So going back on a work visa seems like the better idea anyway.
Right.
So like I said, I'm pursuing that. I'm not holding my breath because it's something I've been trying to do on and off for the past 2 years, and without success. Because as you said, they've not been open.
Yeah, I mean it's just
China.
I mean, I said cracking down, but I mean it's not. I don't mean that in a pejorative way here. It's just like you got to do what you got to do to protect your folks. I mean, I get
right,
it.
yeah. I mean, at first I was all huffy, like I can't believe they did this, and then as things got worse and worse, I was like, oh, it turns out they knew more about it than I did. They knew what they were doing. So, and I didn't take it seriously when it first came out. That's why I took a beach vacation to Cambodia at the beginning.
I mean, I don't think nobody knew how bad it was going to get, obviously, in the beginning. I mean,
no, yeah, but I think I guessed especially badly in the wrong direction.
Well, I mean,
but what are you gonna do? The deed is done. As long as I can get the visa thing handled, I will. I think it's a 2 month. I think you get 2 months for a renewal, so I'll have 2 months to get my work visa paperwork handled, and I'll be headed back to China. That is the current plan.
See, that's the plan. Is 2 month. You think right now, depending on what you hear back about this, it's you'll get a visa, and in a couple months you'll go back to China. You're hoping?
Yes, that's my hope.
Okay.
Now, like everything else,
Wow, that's nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. My primate brain is very much attracted to like flashing lights and stuff. I love like awesome lighting.
Oh, you will have a good time in Asia then. Boy, they love to light up the buildings all over the place here.
I love it. I love the lights around the trees there. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Yep, that's everywhere.
It's
look at that. Let's walk that way. Oh, it's this way. Start this way. Well, that leads us into a good
copyright strike.
Oh no! I'm just demonetizing everything. That leads us into what I think is kind of an exciting turn. It's not that Hanoi's not exciting, but we have been kind of restricted on what we can do here. So if I were to go back, we would do the show, if you assuming you still want to do it, from Yeyang, the city that's offered me the job.
Oh, okay.
And while it's not a big city with a lot of sites, it is very centrally located.
Well, that's important.
Yeah. So, I mean, with the high-speed rail system, on weekends, I could easily pop over to some site or destination of some sort, and we could have a nice episode doing something that is a bit more of a tourist thing than the neighborhood walk. Not that I don't like these; they're lovely, but I feel like we would have some things to see.
I was thinking about high-speed rail the other day and how we don't have much of it, if any, here in the U.S., which is a shame. But I was thinking about it when I saw on the news, I think it was in Los Angeles or one of the big California cities. Pardon me if I don't get the right one, but a small plane crashed and landed on a street. And it was low enough that the person inside wasn't, plane didn't blow up and the person inside was alive, but it landed on a train crossing.
Oh,
and the police,
I saw this.
Yeah, the police like run out there and are trying to help the person, the pilot and stuff, and then a train starts coming, and it just, they can't stop in time or whatever, but they managed to get the guy out and pull him away just before the train hits, and it was like it just obliterates his plane, and it's like if somebody told you that it happened, as I just did, you'd be like, "That's not real. There's no way that could happen. What are the odds?" But it happened. It's the real thing. You can look it up, people on the internet, if you don't believe me. It's a real thing.
It was in the news. I saw it. Surely everyone saw that. I mean,
but I thought, boy, it's a good thing that wasn't a high-speed train. That guy would have been screwed.
Maybe. I'm not sure about
atomized if it is.
I suppose. He can cross the street right now.
Yeah, but he's okay. He's gonna be okay, and the police were all okay, and the train was okay. Trains don't give a crap. I mean, they'll run over just about anything and be okay. They'll hit a school bus and be fine. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, they pretty much shred stuff when they hit them. We're going into a fancy mall.
Oh, it's fancy already. Oh my God. Ooh, this is fancy.
Come on. Hi. Okay, we can't film in here. All right, well. All right, I guess I should have walked to the door with him. Oh, that's all right. You got the idea. Fancy mall.
Yeah, it's like Phipps Plaza fancy in there.
Yeah, it was. That is a fancy mall.
Oh, okay.
I think you probably saw the Rolex, but
I did. He was that person was very kind about it though.
Yeah, he was very polite.
Like, yeah.
Although I had my earphones in, so he could have been speaking perfect English, and I wouldn't have known it. But I knew what he was saying. Yeah. I thought he was waving for the camera at first, as people sometimes do.
Maybe he was going to do like charades. He would have been like, "You no filming." No.
That's right. All right. Hey. Well, I hope we've shown a. I saw the fingers walking.
Yeah, he was.
I hope.
I was just continuing the joke. Sorry.
Well, you can continue as long as you like.
That's fine. I gotta head out here in a minute. I gotta go eat breakfast.
Yeah, I was starting my bring it to a close routine.
All right.
So here we're clipping the lake. There's the lake we've been to so many times.
Up
there. I go, hello, lake. And I want you to see my old friend, the lake. I was saying I hope we have shown something a little different than the many times we've been to the historic district before.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
It looks very different with it all lit up, and
yeah.
I like it.
Well, good. I find this particular street reminds me of an American city that has a particular connection to French colonial era as well. I'm sure that gave away what city I'm talking about.
New Orleans.
But yeah, take a look at the. Hang on, we're gonna move.
No, I noticed that. I noticed a little bit of that when you were talking about like the distressed buildings and stuff. I was like, it looks a little New Orleans-y.
Yeah, yeah. So the arcades and the balconies along this street really remind me of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a different era, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know. Would you say you got 5 minutes, or you want to go? You need to go now.
I probably need to go.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll flip the camera around. This calls me to stop because I can't do two things at once. There we go. That's me.
All righty.
All right. Well, thank you very much for this episode. We are next week going to do another neighborhood walk, and we'll probably keep doing those. If I stay in Vietnam, we will eventually do some like more real episodes. And oh my God, I can switch us quickly and easily. Layout. Two of us. Yes, there we go.
There we go.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. So anyway, so if I stay, we'll probably start doing more like genuinely touristy stuff when things open back up. And if I don't, then we will find some new things to do in Yueyang, China, because that's where I would be going if I go. But anyway, thank you very much, Scott.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
I appreciate your help. Let's put Louis Vuitton in the background.
Oh, fancy.
Fancy. We can't even tell it's Louis Vuitton. Okay, it doesn't matter. All right. Well, thank you again. And I'm not sure what neighborhood we're doing next week, but it'll be some central neighborhood, and we will walkity walk. Thanks to everyone who tuned in, which is no one, but maybe somebody in the future is watching. And if you are, if you're not, I don't know how you're hearing this. So thanks for watching.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. And